are front facing, we're exposed, right? With like whether you're a GP, a nurse, or being in the pharmacy, like whatever roles that you are in, it gives you that protection that, okay, if I come to work, you are safe as well, like so I think it is just a line of sort of defense mechanism for yourself. But ultimately, like if we're gonna live with that, we want that freedom too, right?
Yeah.
To travel. Well, we want some normality back. It's not gonna be the same, but how do we sort of have that new normal back? And I think like vaccination is the answer. And I come to work all the time being exposed, and I want to give that protection, to those littlies that can't have anything. Conversation should start with a professional, sort of health professional like your doctors. It is a relatively simpler case of like, if you just a bit worried about the needle, come down, like to talk to your pharmacist. We are so good with vaccinations now, and it's just a very fine needle, so we have different tricks to make sure like we can make it as easy as. And also like I think now like with most, there's so many clinics available, the waiting time is so minimal, so if you're feeling anxious and things like that, we can whisk you into the the vaccination room so quickly. You don't have to wait around, like there won't be a lot of people, if you're worry about crowds and things like that. So it is so much easier now. Remember, like your family will come to you, right? Your grandkids may come to you, or your friends may want to come for a visit, so who knows. So I feel like that just as much as we think that we can stay in that little hermit cave or bubble, COVID can be very tricky. It does find its way, like and especially when sometimes people are presented with no symptoms now, right? So it's not as safe as we thought we could be. So I think it is important that like most populations should be vaccinated.
For anyone who's Māori, I would say that that's vaccine hesitant as well. I would really suggest that we look at whakapapa and remember that we don't live by ourselves, we don't heal by ourselves. And even when we live alone, we're part of a whānau, a wider network of families that make up our communities. We live in close connection to our whanaunga, and we hang out with our cousins, our aunties, our uncles, whoever. And so when you're making a decision about whether or not you take the vaccine, that decision actually impacts right throughout our entire whānau, through our community, and it is, like Karawhiua says, it is about protecting your whakapapa. So that's what actually made my decision in the end, was it's not about me, it's about my whānau and the whānau that I want to protect.